All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're out here in classic World of Warcraft, trying to find a Black Lotus because I literally have like 55 gold, 56 gold to my name on my character. I got bank alts full of mining mats, but I'm really waiting to use those for other things. And I'm finally sitting down and actually listening to the Dwarf Lord video, like in full, like the 8-minute video, where people he's talking about people getting banned for slash healing in AV and blah 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 blah, right? And he said this, which I
Like
want to
bots
talk
anymore.
about.
Now, like
All right, let's see
you're
here.
killing bots.
Okay.
It seems like he got mass reported by the botters.
Yeah, he was
You
killing.
know,
Oh yeah,
you're
yeah.
killing
Okay.
bots,
Yeah, there we
killing
go.
bots, killing.
Go back. Go back. Say it in
Man, it
full.
was justified.
Okay.
And you get all these AI automated responses, copy paste, BS, and then you finally get through to someone. It's so sad,
He's
man.
talking about being banned and appealing and all that stuff.
I could go on and on about this. Just a while ago, this other individual, he was banned. His account was permanently banned because he was killing bots, and that's totally different from typing in chat. But he was killing bots, and it seems like he got mass reported by the botters. You know, you're killing bots, killing bots, killing bots. And then suddenly the bots, they don't act like bots anymore. Now a human has taken control. And when you get mass reported by 50 accounts, it's such a weird.
So this is what I
It's
want
like
to talk
we're
about.
in what's that movie?
So I'm gonna do a little bit of a history lesson here, okay? Because Blizzard is no longer Activision Blizzard; they're actually Microsoft Blizzard. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about that. Dwarf Lord is 100% correct about talking about how much it sucked back in the day, the banning and the appeal system. That, to my knowledge, was under Activision Blizzard. And it's slowly gotten better over the years and under the retail WoW version of the game. Ooh, boy. Let's get the hell out of here. So this guy is AFK farming the area. Got it. Okay. That chain is not run throughable. Good to know. So, what did I want to talk about? Dwarf Lord's talking about a PvP system that used to be the case, or a ban system that used to be the case that doesn't appear to be the case anymore, as near as I can tell. I guess we're just running out of here the old-fashioned way. Holy shit. This sucks. What in the balls is this? Ugh, whatever. I'm putting on a shield. Screw this. Anyways, what the hell was I saying? So, the way the old ban system worked, and this was back during, like, I want to say early era and, like, 2019, okay? So, I would say within, like, the first 6 months of era, and then 2019, the ban system was a lot like the retail WoW ban system. And you could be mass reported in-game, and it would do all kinds of weird things to you. And people would coordinate on Discord to, like, mass report you for stuff. So, for example, you'd get mass reported for, like, inappropriate comments in Alterac Valley. This happened to me a couple of times. I wasn't saying anything wrong. What was happening was we were all rushing, like, you know, a Drecker Keck. And I was a paladin, so I was trying to pull the war marshals out so we could kill the war marshals and end the game. But for some reason, the honor farmers that I was with thought that I was trolling and trying to get us all killed or something like that. So what they did was they all mass reported me at the same time that their guild mass report me for inappropriate communication or for being AFK, and it literally just kicked me out of the Alterac Valley. And of course, I had the dishonor debuff on me. That was the worst thing that happened to me. But back on Era, back in the day, it used to be the case that if someone bracket broke while ranking, like in the old ranking system, if someone bracket broke, what they would do to you is they would get on. So grab this really fast. Um, they would get on Discord and they would pay like some Chinese botters or some shit, like $5, and then the bots would like mass report you for like racial comments or game cheating or something like that. And because the system was AI at the time, like it was an AI system, you would get banned for like 2 days, just because someone like the community decided to mass report you. Okay, I'm doing a really bad job of explaining that, but basically what I'm trying to explain was that the system used to be primarily AI. So, and the AI would respond to mass reporting. So the community would get together and would find a way to, using Discord, using bots, to mass report anybody they didn't like for whatever reason, and the AI would just immediately take action against them. There's a ton of videos in the subject back in the day. It was a problem in Era back in the day, blah, 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 blah. Anyone who's played classic World of Warcraft or retail for any amount of time just knows that this just is the way it used to be. Now, somewhere along the line, back when I was doing rank 13, they actually changed it. So they changed this policy in like real time back when I was doing rank 13 grind on Era, which was, I think Era was like a year old or at some point when I was doing rank 13 grind. But they literally changed it in real time before my eyes. So the system changed so that the AI would still flag a bunch of people. I want to describe how the AI system works now, as near as I can tell, for banning people, okay? So let's say 20,000 people spam report this guy for being AFK in a BG. Well, the AI, the algorithm, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is going to look at the combat stats of this player and determine whether they are actually AFK or not. Like, oh, are they doing damage? Are they getting kills? Are they getting killed? Are they capping any objectives? Blah 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 blah. And no matter how many AFK reports it gets, if you have the appropriate combat stats to prove that you've not been AFK in the BG, the algorithm / AI or whatever will just fucking ignore you. Okay, it'll be like, no, these people are fucking stupid. Blah 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 blah. AI is getting so good that it can also do it with chat as well. So if you're being like mass reported in the comments section or being racist or something, it'll look at your chat logs and the AI will determine whether or not you've actually said anything racist. Look for those keywords, and if you haven't, then it's just going to ignore the mass reporting. But if it finds a reason not to ignore the mass reporting, it still will not take action anymore. It'll kick it on over to a human being to actually analyze it. So I got banned a little while ago for spamming in AV, yelling at people to report everybody that even remotely looked AFK, because what was happening at the time was the community thought that we were operating, like half the community knows that we're operating on this new banning system so that you can just spam report AFK all over the place in Alterac Valley, for example, and nothing bad will happen to people unless they truly have the stats of being actually AFK. That is a human being. All right. But a lot of people thought that it was like the old system of AFK, where the sheer act of mass reporting could get you in trouble. So a lot of people were, I guess, reporting me for toxicity or something like that. But anyways, so I ended up getting a 1-week speech suspension, right? Where basically I just couldn't talk in game for like a week, which is a very appropriate response, right? If I'm spamming in Alterac Valley, report this guy, report that guy, report all the AFKers, blah 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 blah, and Blizzard's like, hey, people are pissed off at you, we're gonna silence you for a week. Makes perfect sense. But if you're gonna ban me for like a week, doesn't really make any sense. And of course, I learned my lesson. I don't do it. I don't spam like that anymore. Blah 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 blah. What is there to say? So, right. So when I hear Dwarf Lord talk about this stuff, he's like, a while back, this is our experience dealing with the bans and the appeal system and all that stuff. And he's talking about the AA. He's describing, in my opinion, the old system of banning and appealment in classic WoW. It has changed since then. Like, I swear to God, it's a different system. It is a much better system now, thanks to AI being able to sort through all the nonsense. Mass report spamming AFK, to my knowledge, doesn't really work anymore. I've had people get so mad at me in AV before that they've actually whispered me that they paid the $5 to like mass report me, and they're like, enjoy your ban, and I don't get banned, and I'm like, all right, I guess they changed the system. But I was actually to get back to the story, when I was doing rank 13, people would be punished for bracket breaking by everyone being told to mass report them for being racist or something like that, and they would get banned for like a couple of days, and it would completely screw up their honor farm, their ranking, right? And oh boy, no. I can't cleanse this. Are you fucking shitting me? You have some magical fucking special ed ability. Okay. Thank God Shadow Priests don't have whatever the hell that is. Let's go get this herb. What was I about to say? Right, so it used to be the meta in AV, or in ranking, that if you bracket broke, we would use the AI system against you, we would spam report against you, and we would get you banned. And people would openly talk about this being the case, and when people did bracket break, they would openly get hit by it. But then people started using it in like a super negative way, where they would actually start banning the non-bracket breakers and stuff, and it turned into a whole issue. Why the fuck am I in? All right, listen, homie. Okay. Hit him. Hit him. Thank you. But while I was ranking, we all suddenly got reports from the community, because all the serious rankers, the top tier rankers, keep in communication with each other, that the mass spamming report wasn't working anymore. So I was suddenly we had to compete with these bracket breakers in order to punish them. We developed new techniques in order to punish the bracket breakers. So, for example, we had one bracket breaker on our white main server while I was ranking. This was on Era, so the meta for honor farming was to collect a bunch of silithid dust. And then on the weekends, you would do whatever the BG weekend was, but there was a lot of dust farming, right? So the only real way to get a really high rank was to farm a bunch of dust in Silithus for the honor, and to potentially have guildies and other people feeding you dust so that you could get rank 14 that week, right? So even under the new system, it was a terrible idea for you to bracket break. There was this one guy that bracket broke, so what ended up happening to him was the rankers got a bunch of horde players to camp his ass in Silithus and absolutely murder him in Silithus if he was ever in Silithus to try to get the dust. So he was effectively locked out of dust farming in Silithus. On top of that, we found the person that he was trying to bracket break against, and we basically fed him a bunch of dust. And we went from needing like 600k honor that week to, I think, like 1.4k honor or some shit, for no other reason than to not only punish this guy for bracket breaking, but to de-rank him for bracket breaking. There was cross-faction collusion, there was coordination involved, but we got that motherfucker. He dropped down from rank 13 to rank 12, and he server transferred. So fuck that guy. But we had to do that because of the change in the AI system. The way we would have dealt with him in the past was he would have just gotten mass reported and gotten like a 2-day ban, and that would be how you would deal with the bracket breakers. But I remember when that change went live on Era, and all of us were like, "Thank fucking God! This is so much fucking better." Because we all lived in we all lived in fear of someone just paying some Chinese fucking botters $5 to get us banned for 2 weeks and to completely screw over our ranking. We all lived under that terror, but not anymore, and thank God for that. So I don't mind the new AI banning system. And I just wanted to make a video about how the new system works in case you didn't know. This is just a best guess by the community, but we've noticed that if we mass report people on Classic World of Warcraft these days on Era, that they're not getting any punishment if they don't actually really deserve a punishment. And I'm pretty sure there's an AI or an algorithm behind the thing. And ultimately, I think if you're getting hit with a ban or something, human eyes were attached to the subject. Yeah, and that's just how I think it is. So, how do I put this? The big terror right now that I already made a video on is people are getting banned for 2 weeks for slash yelling in Warsong Gulch. I mean, my bad, in Alterac Valley. I talked about how this is completely effing retarded because slash yell is used as a tool in the game. It's not like some weird microaggression or some stupid retarded logic or anything like that. Even in real life, in actual combat battle zones, you're taught to yell constantly because, you know, better to be heard than not heard, you know what I mean? In high-pressure environments, yelling. You should ban people for the content of their words, not in the delivery method of their words, right? So if they're whispering a soft, sweet, racist nothings in your ear, ban that motherfucker. If they're screaming how much they love you for the amazing heals that you're doing, yeah, don't ban that motherfucker. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with slash yell or not slash yell or group chat or not group chat. Content of their words, not the delivery. So that's the terror right now. Just know that it's not an algorithm that's going to ban you. It's going to be a human being that ultimately bans you for that. And clearly, whoever banned him, if it's true that his chat logs aren't full of anything bad, the human being is at fault. He is a moron. He or she is a moron. Anyways, on the video here, and Deus fault. But the fact that Dwarf Lord seems to not know the algorithm change, I mean, either I'm right or I'm wrong. I'd be very curious what you guys think. It's entirely possible that Dwarf Lord is correct. But again, I was on Era. I ranked. I lived through the transition of the one system to the current system, and with the innovations of AI over the years, the current system has probably only gotten better. And I have nothing but praise for the current banning system in Classic World of Warcraft. Like, straight up. I think the report banning system in Classic WoW is the best that it has ever been. Despite the fact that it might punch me in the dick every now and then. Alright, anyways, end the video here. Deus Volt.